Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for this greeting our scientific programs. So my name is Takale. I'm from Ethiopia. With my title is African Medical School Academic Success and Social Drug Use among the undergraduate students in Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, Addis Ababa Africa Medical College. The college is around Lagahar in Addis Ababa. So, just when I start from the very beginning of just highlight of my thesis as noun, social drug. Okay, sorry. So, social drug has long been known that using the drug like alcohol, especially in Ethiopia, chat and the tobacco is as known one of the main cause of human suffering, even if it is as world. So it is now regarding as one of the most significant socioeconomic and public health concern in the worldwide. With this, it has an impact on many facets of the society. Just younger substance abuse is alarmingly on the rise as now. With this, objectively, these study goals or our study goals is to evaluate how social drug usage affects in university or in college students' academic performance, specifically among in our school, which means those who will undergraduate from the Addis Ababa African Medical College in 23 in African Medical College are found around the Lagahar. So, just level of among African Medical College in undergraduates for this current study, our sample of 173 students was selected using the random selecting procedure from several departments, which means around 9 departments. With this single results on the survey including a total of 173 graduating students, that is graduating students from the 9 departments. You see, overall a 97.4 women or 64.2% and 174.5 women or 35.8 were present. Social drug were taken by 33.6 of people at the same point in their life, you see. The most often used in social drug, according to this study, were beer, chats, and cigarettes, which means in beer, 41.8, then chats, chewing chat, 40.7, and cigarettes, 12.1%. In the most frequent effect of the social drug use on the student academic performance were higher absences from the class, around 31.9, and a decline in cumulative grade points, 27.5 of the followed by the lack of interest, routine activity, 25.3, and whereas in the academic performance, 15.2, which means 15.2%, according to the respondents. You see, just prayer and socialization around 17.8 were the two most frequent responses given by respondents, whereas academic and happiness, 13.3, the desire to improve the academic performance, 1.1%, and lose of family control, 8.9, were the last frequent. Just age, religion, every social drug use shows statistically significant association with cumulative grade point according to the statistical analysis in our people. Just as a single conclusion in Overview. The study relevant that social drug use had a negative impact on kids' academic performance. The most prevalent outcome were an increasing in the absence from the school, a drop in cumulative grade point, and a decrease of interest in everyday. Just chat, alcohol, cigarettes were as the most popular in social drug, especially in African colleges. This finding calls for further in-depth investigation into the various challenges connected to social drug use as well as instruction by responsible organizations just like university or family about the determinant effect that social drug use has on students' academic performance, particularly when they first in the college. The reason of this drug use in society is our keyword. So let us see that one paragraph or in simply the introduction part of what you now all the drug, social drug use. As you know, the use of drug and alcohol, including especially in our setup, I don't know in Europe and the Americans, but in Africa, especially in around Ethiopia, just may in Kenya and etc. I'm not sure, but in Ethiopia, including cigarettes, chewing chat, and other drugs is one of the primary causes of women suffering and growing public health and socio-economic problem on global scale. Although drug use affects every sector of the society, it is increasing among young people at dangerously rapid rate, you see. So, although it impacts every aspect of society, substance misuse, especially common among the college students, especially as our setup in Ethiopia, specifically in Addis Ababa. It also increasing the chance of developing transmitted diseases, just like virus and the bacteria, accidents at the workplace and so. So when you see, especially to the regarding to this webinar, objectively, the link social drug use to academic performance is our critical objective, which means from the very beginning of alcohol, which means beer, chewing chat, and cigarettes, including in cigarettes, by the way, including the smoking cigarettes. There is cultural, if you have a question as a last, there is cultural in just like bread. So, methodology, cross-sectional study of 173 graduating medical students in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa Medical College in 2023, random sampling across 9 departments, chief analysis for the association, especially on the graduating. So here is our critical finding. When you start from the very beginning of prevalence in the pattern lifetime use, 33.6, which means it is lower than one of our university, Hausa University in 53.6, but higher in current as now it's used 92.3. And most used drug, just well, as I told you first, it's from alcohol, especially beer. And there is traditional alcohol in our setup is called in Amharic arake or Afan Oromo arake. It is so kind of wine. So alcohol 41.8, chewing chats 40.7, and the cigarette is 12.1. So why reason you see, especially in our setup, cultural acceptance in chat is very dangerous, you see. It is for exam. For exam. Just stimulate for exam or encourage or raising the mind. Just it is so cultural acceptance in our setup, especially in our Ethiopia, in almost all the region. Chat for exam is good in our setup. I'm sorry saying this. And alcohol, as traditionally alcohol for holidays, especially chat for exam, it is dangerous, especially in all the university. Initiated 60.4 started during the university, pre-influence, academic stress. And so in critical finding, one of our critical finding is academic impact. In academic impact, direct effects. As our study, direct effect 31.9 absenteeism, 27.5 grade decline, and 25.3 lose of interest. Statistically, significance in age, religion, current drug use strongly linked to the lower cumulative grade points. Drivers of use, yes, top reason, recursion. In the per in recursion, 25.6. Then prayer 23.3 in the socialization may act as modernization. I'm sorry saying this again, this word. Paradox 1.1% use drug to improve academic performance, which means chart for alertness, especially in academic area, more in college and university, chart for alertness. So when you compare Ethiopia versus global trends, chat use is culturally unique versus global. There is cannabis. Cannabis, it is just like TEF, if you Ethiopian TEF, which means TEF in Afan Oromo Tavi, which means it's the background of injera. If you now the Ethiopian cultural food injera, so just like that, but it is not TEF or it's not Avi. Cannabis, alcohol dominance. It have the alcohol dominance. So absenteeism rates 31.9%. Exist make Kenya's 20.2, hangover, which means sleep distribution. Contraindications high current use of 92.3 versus lower lifetime prevalence 33.6. Potentially sampling bias. Is audible? Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello?
I'm audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. So, lastly, in limitation, the implication, in limitation, just a small sample, 173, self-report based, single institution focus, which means on the one university or college, African Medical College. Then social implication, healthcare workforce as risk, especially if it is rising like this, future doctors with addiction issue, economical cost, and so may in simply call to action or call future or as general recommendation. We have a list of recommendation as a last, but just for generally, we have classified in university, government, and families. University, just they must create the anti-drug clubs, counseling group or counseling club, and other in governance, rehabilitation, center policy enforcement, and especially families monitoring plus open dialogue with their children. So, lastly, this is the general conclusion of our study. As you know that the study highlighting in concerning correlation between social drug use and academic performance among the undergraduate students at Ethiopia African Medical College around Lagahar, it relevance that significant portion of the student engaged in substance use, particularly alcohol, which means from the very beginning of beer, chewing chats, and cigarettes, which adversely affects the attendance, academic achievement, and overall well-being. So we have the list of the recommendation from the very beginning of awareness to the last of research initiatives. So number one, awareness. Implement educational programs to raise awareness about the negative impact of social drug use on the academic performance and health. The support groups establish support network to help students social pressure relating to the drug use. Counseling service, which means provide the accessible counseling service for students struggling with substance abuse. The number 4, parental involvement. In this parental involvement, encourage the parent to engage more actively in their children's lives and monitor their well-being. Then governmental action, especially on the governmental action, including the policy, advocates for the governmental support in establishing a rehabilitation center and preventive measure against substance abuse. Lastly, research initiatives. This is for all. Promote the further research on the effect of the social drug use in educational institutions to inform policy in the practice as a whole. So, thank you very much. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.